Okay, so yeah, this was an old fashioned butt kicking here. 42-6, right? So Oregon high power offense. I was watching film on them, and Bo Nix, he's legit. I like Bo Nix. He's really well known in Dallas, all over, and he played in Auburn, and transferred to Oregon and playing his heart out, literally. Him and Troy Franklin. They had Irving, Marquise Irving. The rushing game was good, and Noah Weddington, he was going in and just averaging a lot of yards, man. I mean, as you can see, Oregon dominated that time of possession. I believe it was like around the second half. They had almost like 20 minutes, over 20 minutes of time of possession. Compared to Colorado, they had like 7 or 8 minutes. And I was looking like, man, that defense in Colorado was definitely on the field way too long. I mean, seriously, that was on the field way too long, and they couldn't get any stops. Shador Sanders got sacked so many times. I mean, that offensive line, I knew it was going to be an issue because that defensive line at Oregon was running too fast, man, and they were just overpowering that offensive line and bullying them, man. I mean, literally. I looked at this. Bo Nix did a lot of wide receiver screens, RPO actions, but it was open up the plays across the middle. And yeah, he did through one interception. Shouts out to Robinson for grabbing that. He was playing really hard, man. But it just wasn't enough, sadly. And this is a team too. Oregon is a oil powered powerhouse offense. They have a ton of talent. I had to give it up to them. The coaching is amazing there, and they want to continuously to pound the ball. They did not take Colorado. I won't say seriously, but they took them pretty hard, man. I mean, at the end of the day, man, that fake punt when it was like fourth down, they had a magnificent stop. And they was out by like 3 touchdowns, but they didn't want to give the ball back to Shador. So yeah, they was pretty much had the mindset is, hey, we're gonna punch them in the mouth. And they did that, man. And some people want to say because their media team, they came out here, they have a target on their back. You got a lot of celebrities, and from last week was rooting for them, and some people was underestimating, Oregon. But a lot of people picked Oregon to win this game. But I didn't think this was going to be a blowout. I was just thinking like, hey, Deion Sanders, of course, I'm pretty sure he had them well coached up, but it's just exposed this football team that they have a lot of work to do. Starting with the offensive line. They got pressure too many times. They just allowed too many sacks all at once for Shador Sanders. And he couldn't really, he had the inability to read his reads, man, and do his checkdowns. It was just that difficult. And yes, they were missing Travis Hunter, but Travis Hunter is one guy. I mean, yeah, he can play both sides of the field, and yes, he is very talented. Don't get me wrong, but I seen him play in Jackson State. But the thing is, too, man, you gotta learn how to adapt, man. You gotta have injuries, all this stuff, and excuse me, but you gotta have the ability to overcome adversity, man. But this is get the bad football out the way. I don't think this is gonna break the team's chemistry. This is one of the reasons why Deion Sanders was coaching them mentally. He was saying like expectations. I was following them on the media, social media team. Expectations. They expect to win. They believe they're gonna shock the country. He instilled a lot of faith, not only just in football, but for these young men to have outstanding careers academically outside of football. Because at the end of the day, when they take that uniform off, all they have is them. Right? Life's still gonna continuously to run. So you gotta have the ability to have skills. I like the exposure here. I think Colorado had a game plan, but they was just unable to execute. That's all that was, man. So I'm not gonna sit up here and say like, hey, man, it's they lost fair and square, man. 282 passing yards compared to I think 159, 522 total yards compared to 199. So that is a significant difference. So man, I just think that they just had to go back to the drawing board. They go against another tough team, USC. Caleb Williams gonna come, in Colorado. They may lose that game, but at least compete, to the point like, hey, we're gonna put up more points, put up a fight. Maybe lose by 2 scores. It won't be like a blowout, but it is what it is, man. Jimmy Horn, Xavier Weaver, and them guys styling Edwards, man. Just keep y'all heads up, man. I'm still continue to root for y'all, get some apparel. And yeah, man, it's just got to look at, beef up that offensive line. Shador Sanders, man, I think one of the flaws is that he holds on the ball a little bit too long, too. And I know he's trying to make a play, but sometimes he gets sacks. He gets sacked a lot, man. It's just hard for him to manipulate that pocket. And he's not an outside runner. I mean, he runs sometimes, but he's mainly a pocket passer, and I get it. And which is that's his strength, right? You see how he played at Jackson State, but I don't think this is gonna break the team. Even Deion Sanders said in the press conference it was the old fashioned butt kicking. It is what it is, man. It happens. You win some, you lose some. But I'm very proud of this team for winning 3 games. For a team that only won 1 game last year before that, a few games and 3 games, they've been bad for years. And they turned around this program, beating decent teams. And I think after this USC game, they might lose that, but at least they can beat Arizona State. They definitely will go to a bowl game, and then I believe Shador Sanders, according to him, will play again next year, and it'll probably be a little bit of better results. It might take a year or two, maybe they can compete for a title game. They're just not there yet, and it's okay, what to work on. That's it. This team, on a positive note, this team played with a lot of grit, and that's all we can ask for, man. For now. And we're gonna start. They're gonna start winning a lot. So it ain't like they 0-3. 0-4. They showing some progress, man. So, yeah, man, I'm still stick with him long as Deion Sanders is there, and I hope that whenever he leaves there 3 or 4 years from now, whatever. I don't know how long. Probably gonna stay there until his son leaves or something. But you know, that he will transform this program like he did with Jackson State, all the success he had. And then, it's rumors that they may have legendary Warren Sapp, to be a defensive lineman coach. That would be really good too, because I love his intelligence and football IQ on breaking down football plays. So, but we're gonna have to see, man, how this is all gonna unfold here. And yeah, man, so I'm definitely gonna look for some more content, new content from Well Off Media. But this was a crazy game, man. 7.2 yards. I mean, it was just fluid though with Oregon's offense. I can't even take that away from them. It was that good. Oregon looked really great. Compete for a title game. That's why they want to be in the Big Ten. I don't know, man. There's a lot of talent in that Pac-12, man. But we're gonna have to see, man. So hopefully they come up with a great game plan against USC. They're gonna be at their home crowd, so it should be a little bit different. But yeah, Deion Sanders, man, Shador Sanders, Shiloh Sanders, keep your head up. And also too, I wish for Travis Hunter speedy recovery. But this overall, I mean, this was a great game from Oregon, obviously, and which is something that just gotta look after, man. They gotta look at this film and get some other people there. I want Michael Harrison. Michael Harrison is good, a great tight end. He did pretty well. He did his thing, and you got to establish that run game. I know they had to abandon it because it was just they couldn't really get nothing going. I mean, the punter, Versa, he punted the ball 8 times today, over 80 some yards. So they're like eight. I'm like, man. So yeah, he punted the ball a lot, man. So yeah. So he got his reps in. So, but we're gonna have to see, man. Yep. That's all I have to say. It was just a butt kicking, man. But until next time, man. Have some more NFL content to next week. Well, tomorrow, Chargers going against Vikings. So talk about that. But y'all like, comment, subscribe, share this video. That's all we have to say, man. Colorado's going to be all right. They're going to be cool. And yeah, I just love the blessings and things that he has done for Deion Sanders for transforming these young men into warriors, man, and fighting for each other. But that's it, man. I'm out. Deuces.